Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cupcake Collectibles, and my name is Ben. With me, I always favorite person in the world, Lohit from Canada. What's up, Lohit? Say hi to the people.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Maple Leaf Maverick. Back
It's
again.
yes, yes,
Back
yes.
at it.
But I know we haven't been here for a couple of weeks, but hey, we have lives, people. We can't be spending all the time over here with you people as much as we want to. We have lives, right, Lohit?
Absolutely, man. Sometimes we are not there, but we're always there when it comes to comics. You
We're
can
with you in
always,
spirit.
and even if you're not doing a video, you can always go to the Cupcakes Facebook group and paste everything you want. So we will answer 100%.
Right. Or you could just watch some of our old videos, just
Absolutely. Get
doesn't
those
know what we got.
algorithms up. Why not?
Right, right. We could always use some, you can use some extra loving, especially in the holiday season. Know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
All
Thank you.
right, so this today is our November 11th, 16th New Comics Day haul. Lohit, my friend, do you have any more comics?
I have no Marvel comics, unfortunately.
Boo! What a hater. Well, I'm not much better. I'm not much better. I have one Marvel comic. Okay, I bought this as Murder World Avengers #1. This is actually a series of one shots. That's all connected. It's coming out. Next one is Murder World Spider-Man, and followed by Murder World Moon Knight. You gonna get that right?
A
It's a
Murder
Moon
World
Knight
Moon
one.
Knight, definitely, 100%.
Okay,
There's no way I'm
okay.
missing a Moon Knight book.
This is written by Jim Zub, art by Jethro Morales. I thought this book actually very fun. So, base premise is this: you got this YouTuber, right? He gets contacted by Arcade, the main character here, to do a documentary on Murder World. And but once he gets there, it's a trap. He actually is part of this competition. So it's very much like your battle royale, Squid Games, Hunger Game type deal. You got 200 people. They have to do this. They have to go through the Murder World. Well, only one person allowed to win, and that winner gets $100 million. Okay, change his life around. So our main character, lands on Murder World. He's like, okay, I'm getting ready to shoot my video now, but nope, you're part of the contestant. So this is basically what he does, and see if you can survive
If you
Murder World.
die in Murder World, do you die in real world
This
or is it?
this is not freaking Nightmare on Elm Street, buddy. This is just yes, you're not asleep when you do this. This is actually like a real competition. Like I said, it's like battle royale. It's like Hunger
Okay,
Games. Okay,
okay, fair enough. So who dies? People die. I
people
assume
die.
people
So
die.
basically, of course, contestant dies left and right. They
Yeah.
want to see who survives. At one point, when they actually, the Avengers actually is not in this book. Okay,
What?
however,
A
no,
book called Murder World Avengers doesn't have the
hold on,
Avengers in
hold
it?
on, hold on, hold
Okay.
on. But Arcade may try to make the game interesting. Created these killer Avengers robots and stick them on the contestants. That's the only time you'll see the Avengers. But yes, there is actually no Avengers in this. No actual Avengers in this book.
Were you actually entertained by this book?
I was totally entertained by this book because I love this. You know me. I love those type of movies. So for this, hey, it's a blast.
Okay, I believe you. I trust you. I trust your judgment, man. So yeah, Murder World Avengers 1 without the Avengers, but Avenger robots. Go read
But
it.
yeah, if you like those survival games type, this
Yeah,
is the book for you.
there you
And
go.
also a very nice plot twist near the end there.
Okay,
It's
so you
I do
are going to
recommend
pick
it.
up issue 2 then.
Honestly, originally I wasn't even going to buy this until I saw this Scotty Young cover. I was like, I'm
Uh-huh.
buying the cover. But then I
Uh-huh.
was told only one shot. It's like, oh, what the hell? I'll read it. And I had fun reading it. So that's it.
It is what it is.
Yep.
What's your next book? Any other
I'm
Marvel
done
book?
with Marvel. So what do you have next? You have anything?
Next I have Dynamite.
Oh, your favorite publisher.
Absolutely, man. As long as they have Red Sonja, I'll keep on buying Dynamite books.
All right.
So yeah, this is Immortal Red Sonja #8.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Dan Abnett run of Red Sonja. So what they're basically trying to do now is like, have all these different authors write like a separate story of Red Sonja. Nothing is interconnected, so you can just pick up. And they gave it like an acronym. Like this is Immortal Red Sonja, there is Astonishing Red Sonja, and they just do like different titles. This is the strongest Red Sonja book out there at the moment, story-wise,
Okay.
because this deals with that whole Arthurian legend thing, wherein,
Yeah.
so she goes into kind of like the Arthurian universe. So she meets Merlin, Lancelot, the Green Knight, and she has like the sword Excalibur and so on. So in this particular issue, so the evil which was there, the main bad guy has revealed itself. and and that's the wizard Mordred, and basically he's kind of going to take over the lands, and he's like an immortal. And Red
Right.
Sonja has to find, along with the help of Merlin, this magical sword, which is basically nothing but Excalibur, a version of Excalibur, and she has to go and find that sword and then take over and combat Mordred. That's what the whole story is about. And it's been done pretty interesting, never a dull moment. Dan Abnett is a pretty good writer. He has written for
Sure.
Valiant, he's done Rai for them, he's done for these not exactly the top tier publishing also. He's done these lower tier publishers, and given their stories some much needed oomph. So yeah, I enjoyed it. If you're reading anything Red Sonja, if you're even remotely interested in reading Red Sonja, this is the book you should be reading. And the art by Alessandro Rinaldi is pretty decent. And yeah, I don't know how long this will go. So there is definite ending to it. So it ends like around issue 10 or issue 12. And yeah, I totally recommend it.
Okay, cool. What else you got?
Next, I have two Dynamite books because I love my lovely ladies of Dynamite. So the second one is Vampirella Mind Warp. So usually, this is written by, again, Jeff Parker, who has done significant DC and Marvel work too. So
Yeah.
Vampirella Mind Warp is something. It's on issue 3, and
Okay.
it's something like so it's basically about Vampirella traveling back into the past. So she's back into the 60s, and she's fighting
60s.
this, into the 60s. Like 60, especially like 90, end of 60s and beginning of 70s. So the colorful, so kind of era where everybody was smoking weed and everything was colorful. So
It's very
this
psychedelic, if you will.
like completely a psychedelic era. So so yeah, so this takes place in that era, and she's going to all these parties, and when people were actually discovering the occult, and so she goes to one of these parties and with her friends, and she has to find this dagger, this magical dagger which kills this sorceress who's after her. And it's a pretty interesting take on Vampirella. And you don't need to know anything about Vampirella to dive into this, to be honest. This Vampirella Mind Warp series. So, you can just dive in, and the story will tell you everything what you need to know. So, and the art is Benjamin Dewey. It kind of reminds me of Michael and Laura Allred's art. It's very colorful and very psychedelic, what they do also. And it's a pretty good story. So, and it's about so it's a party of magicians and occult people where Vampirella goes along with a couple of her friends, and their goal is to find this magical dagger. So that's the whole book about. And in the end, what happens once they do find the magical dagger. And yeah, it's pretty it's comics are supposed to be fun, and
It is fun, right?
it is fun. You don't need to have like cataclysmic events or something. Sometimes you do, but this is one of those simpler comics where don't have to think about it too much. And,
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So when they ask you the question, are you not entertained? If you read this book, you'll say yes.
Absolutely, 110%. And look at the covers. The Dynamite covers are the best. I mean, they know how to sell comics.
Yes, I see Michael. What do you call it, Linzer, who is known for
John Linzer. Yeah, John. That his artwork.
Cry for Dawn and creative for Cry for Dawn.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right, what else we got?
We come to the DC comics, basically.
Well, the weird thing this week I have one comic from one different publisher. So this week I have my DC comic is Batman Superman World's Finest #9.
I had the same book, so you go first.
Okay, this is again. Let's get this out of the way. This is my pick of the week because I know I again sound like a broken record because this Mark Waid and Dan Mora team is amazing. It kicks so much ass. We just continue our story with the Boy Thunder, right? This time he has to deal with pirates. I think Somalian pirates who has taken over the ship. As you can see, Joker's on there as well. Joker does play a role near the end there. He actually go through some of the origin, the back history of Boy Thunder. It explains why his behaviors are, right? And yeah, I mean, I can't complain.
I enjoyed the part where everybody teaches him how to be a superhero. So Batman
right. Yeah, I like that because
Superman his own way. The Teen Titans have their own ways.
Batman does, and I like the way Batman explains. Like Batman is like Yeah, he's like, when you're in Metropolis, you expect a certain type of villain, but here in
In
Gotham,
Gotham.
the
Yeah,
villains are a lot darker. So I
totally.
was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Totally. So
Did you
yeah.
like this movie? You read this too, right?
I read this too, and I've enjoyed almost all the issues like they've done. And I think it's a very good creative team. First and foremost, I should like commend the art and the story. They work very linearly, so
Mm-hmm.
you're transported into that world. And yeah, this is probably the most fun comic out there as of now, which gives you the '90s feels, and it gives you that original Batman Superman world's finest vibes. So yeah, totally, I totally acknowledge it that this is the pick of the week. So yeah, I would say this is one of my pick of the weeks.
Lohit, what do you think? And we're in November. There's only 1 month left. What do you think? Ongoing series of the year?
Definitely 100%, there is no
All right,
doubt, because
you guys
yeah.
heard it first. Batman, Superman, World's Finest. Both me and Lohit's pick for ongoing series of the year. And I'm a Marvel guy.
And you're making the DC guy happy,
Well,
so
I'm being honest, right? If it's good, it's good.
absolutely,
I can't deny it. I wish this team is working a Marvel project, so give that thing
absolutely.
the pick of the year. But it's not. What do you want to do?
Yeah. So it is what it is. I mean, give credit where credit is due. And
Right.
the credit goes to DC. I mean, they've had like some bad stuff too, but then they've done this really well. And,
Yeah.
I hope they like, continue it. They don't kill it like abruptly or something, So I hope it goes like into like an omnibus format or something, like 75 issues or something, because these guys are really know what they're doing.
Absolutely. All right. I think that's I'm done for DC. So Lohi, I know you got a couple more DC books. What do you got?
I do have some more DC books. So I have two Tom Taylor books. Tom Taylor,
Okay.
as you guys who have been following us know that, is my best writer, comic book writer,
Sure.
so currently. So I really like his stuff. So this is DC's War of the Undead Gods. So yeah, so this is again, it's a continuation of the DC's universe and all. So you have again a lot of bombastic stuff. So again, they're decide. So there are zombified gods in this. Zombified gods are coming to Earth. So the Green Lantern Corps decides that they are on Oa, that we have to get together, get all the heroes and the lanterns together, and start an offensive. To counter the gods. Something happens. Somebody is there. There is like a civil war between the superheroes, because the Owens, or basically the Guardians of the Universe, they decide that we want to just do an offensive and eradicate everyone. But the heroes have decided that okay, these guys are just possessed, and we have a
Sure.
cure for this disease. So
Wait a minute.
we don't want to kill
Eradicate
all of
everyone. Man, those little midgets they're going they're not showing any mercy, huh? They're going
them.
all out.
Absolutely. They are
Okay.
merciless. So there is like a small civil war,
Yeah.
but you come to the reason, you find out the reason at the end of the book why there is a civil war. It is
Okay.
good action. Again, it's got a lot of like stakes because it's Elseworld, so people can die and people do die. So
Right.
so yeah, that's what I liked about Injustice, and that's what I liked about Deceased. And yeah, it was a very strong book for me. And hopefully, Ben, you read it once it's collected or something. All the DCs. I don't know if you've read any DCs, but if you
I,
haven't, you
I
should.
read I read the first three series.
Okay, the first three. So this is probably the fourth one. So I don't think you missed
I think
anything.
this is the fourth one or fifth one,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But I know the story pretty well. I mean, at
Okay.
least the ones from the first couple of years ago.
So you should jump in.
Well, I'm actually waiting for what do you call it, for DC to do me a favor and collect them all together in one giant volume, like an
Yeah.
omnibus format.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
great. You know what I mean?
I think they will do it at some point of time, because right now they're selling their hardcovers and their trades.
Yeah.
So usually
Yeah.
what DC does is first they will drop the hardcover, then they will drop the trade, then they will
Right.
drop the omnibus. So yeah.
Well, if anybody from DC's watching this video by some reason, for some reason, yes, please release omnibus. You can have my money. Okay, just take my money. If that's the case.
100%.
All right. What else you got?
I got yes. Oh,
Nightwing.
the cutest book of the week. My cute book pick of the week is basically Nightwing, number 98.
Right.
And Yeah, so this has like so this is again by Tom Taylor and his ongoing series of Nightwing, which has, according to Ben, has its ups and downs. It started off super strong, probably the best book pick of the week. Then it went a little bit down because the story was a little bit not moving, and then it had Fear State tie-ins and all. Now, yeah, we are going somewhere where it's picking up pace again. So this is kind of an offshoot issue. Feels like an offshoot issue based on the whole story, but they bring in so Batman always had this imp from the fifth dimension called Batmite. They
Yeah.
give Nightwing an imp from the fifth dimension called Nightmite. So basically, these are just imps are nothing but these magical creatures who come from the fifth dimension, like Mr.
Sure.
Mixie Spidelic for Superman. So try to say that 10 times faster. Mixie Spidelic, Mixie Spidelic, Mixie Spidelic. So yeah, there
Mixed
you
so
go.
quickly.
There you go. You can't. See, you can't. I can. You can't. So true DC fan. There you go. So other than that, leaving that aside, there is Nightmite who comes into Nightwing's life, and he's the biggest Nightwing fan. He knows everything. So what this book does good is when you hear the concept, you feel, oh my God, it's going to be silly. It doesn't feel silly. When he comes in, he although he does silly stuff, but it's all related to Dick Grayson and his past, So he dresses up as his old Nightwing costume. He knows that Dick Grayson is dating Barbara Gordon, but he says that, yeah, I like Starfire much better in front of. So there are these tidbits. It's a comedy book, but Tom Taylor does humor pretty well, So and the Bruno Redondo cover and the Daniela Di Nicolo art is pretty sublime. So it feels like an offshoot issue, like not the main story that is going on. Now I don't know if Nightmite is only here for a bit and then he will disappear and then he comes back again,
Sure.
or not. But yeah, but this issue I liked. It's a very cute issue. I mean, it gives you the nice and fluffiness that you need from this season to be
Right.
jolly. La 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 la. So
Wow, look at that. Lohit's giving us some music too. Woo!
man. So yeah, so this book is pretty fun,
Okay.
So yeah, so I want to see where it goes, if Nightmite returns or not, or was it just a one-off just to pay some homage to Batmite? But
Right.
it was fun.
Well, let me just say something here. Right? I'm gonna think I agree with Nightmite because I'm a boobs man myself, so I'm going with Starfire too. I love Barbs, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, Starfire's got the extra ones.
Come on, man, Babs and Dick forever.
That's fine. I'm cool with that. But you're
Yeah.
talking about personal choices. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All right,
but
let's go.
only Starfire, only the way George Perez draws them.
Well, if you get like you Adam Hughes or one of the or Chase Scott Campbell doing the covers, hey, no problem.
That might work, but not what they did in the Titans TV show. No way, not that version.
I know. All right, let's go. What else you got?
So yeah, so I think my last DC book is Stargirl, by Jeff Johns, The Lost
All right,
Children.
this is the 12 issue maxi series by Jeff Johns. It's somewhat connected to the upcoming JSA series. It's actually Todd Nuck, who's actually did the original Stargirl comic series back in the early 2000s, I think, or late 90s. So there's that team back again. That's cool. How do you like it? It's a 12 issue maxi series.
Yep. So it's so Tornok. I mean, he did work on Stars and Stripes. That was the original series, which they did way back. So again, Courtney Whitmore is based on Jeff Johns' younger sister, who passed away. So this character is very close to his heart, which is why we've seen the TV show. There was a TV show. We've seen her come back. So she's a good character. I like her. From the Star Men lineage. I like the TV show too. Breck Bassinger plays Stargirl in that. They did it pretty well. Now it's cancelled after 3 seasons. But yeah, I think those 3 seasons are pretty good. So if somebody wants to rewatch it, I would definitely go. Season 3 is on now. So, but season 1 and 2 are pretty strong compared to what CW usually gives us. They were pretty well done. So this particular book is about Courtney Whitmore, kind of, in that universe, living in Blue Valley, Nebraska. And then she's also like doing school and all. And at the same time, so she finds the whole concept of the book is that in the golden age, there were heroes and they had sidekicks. So a bunch of these sidekicks mysteriously disappeared with no trace. And Courtney, and you see the cover, you see also Emiko, who's basically Red Arrow now. I
Okay.
think she's the younger sister of Oliver Queen Green Arrow. And
Right.
so both of them are friends. And they kind of discover, where these sidekicks have vanished, these Golden Age sidekicks. And they go on a
Lohit,
quest.
Lohit, hold on. Hold on. Lohit, keep on talking. I need to get a charger for this thing. I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, keep talking. Talk to the audience.
So yeah, so the whole concept is that that they find this the first sidekick who is and his house and his address, and they go there and they discover some. He's also looking for all these mysteriously disappeared sidekicks, and so they find like some clues as to where he has gone, which is basically a mysterious island, and yeah, and they of course follow. So that's how it starts, and it's a good first issue, So for Stargirl, and again, it's Stargirl, so it's not going to be bloody and deathy and whatnot. But if you understand the character of Courtney Whitmore and where she comes from, it's basically through the eyes of like a 15-year-old teenager, and the book does justice to it. It's on a lighter note. It's not very heavy or bulky or something, and
Right.
Jeff Johns is the best guy to understand it because he created the character.
Right.
So yeah, so I would definitely I didn't see any tie-ins to the JSA Golden Age with this as of now. Going further, if I notice something, if there is a connection or something, then I will definitely know. Art by Todd Knock is solid. The
Right.
story is by Jeff Johns, so you are like, it's not going to be your average run-of-the-mill story. It is
And you're gonna
definitely going to pull
and you can
something.
continue on the next 11 issues.
Is it 11 issues?
Yeah, it's a 12 issue maxi
It
series.
said one of six, so I'm confused.
Oh, the one for six? Oh, maybe six issue. I thought it was 12. Oh, well,
I don't know. I think I read one of six on the cover. So yeah, so probably I'll see. So if it's 6 issues, then I'm definitely in. If it's
okay.
12 issues, then I have to see how the first 4 issues are. If they're
Okay.
strong enough, then to carry me further, then I'll make that decision then. But for six
Cool.
issues, I'm 100% in. Jeff Johns,
Okay.
yeah. And that's my
Cool.
last DC book.
All right. Where we go next? Let's see.
Image Comics, man.
All right.
Image
Image
Comics.
Comics. All right. I have one Image Comics. Like I said, it is Junkyard Joe #2. You read this one, Lohi?
Of course, this is my favorite creative team of all. Gary Frank
It
is
is.
my
It's
favorite
an all-star
artist.
trade team. We back to Jeff Johns, him and Gary Frank together once again. It is a fantastic series, and this is of course is an offshoot of his very excellent series from last year, Geiger. We've seen Junkyard Joe in that Geiger one shot. Now this is actually his story. So Loki, what do you think of the story? And
I
I'll
loved it.
throw in my 2 cents afterwards. You loved it,
Loved it.
so you
I
can say,
loved it. This is probably my pick of the week, 100%, along with World's Finest too. Um,
okay.
Strong art, strong story,
Mm-hmm.
and Brad Anderson's colors also are like amazing. They just
Uh-huh.
pop
Absolutely.
at you. So it's got heart. It's about this cartoonist called Muddy Davis who has been drawing the Junkyard Joe newspaper strip for almost 50 years. But he was also a soldier in Vietnam,
Right.
along with
He's a
the same platoon as
he's a
Junkyard.
he was a lone survivor of Junkyard Joe Squad from issue 1.
Yep,
So basically, he's the only one that knows actually this character. Junkyard Joe is actually a real creature, like a real thing, not like a imaginative make believe character.
absolutely.
Yeah,
So
it's go ahead.
yeah, so Junkyard Joe comes back into his life, and and I even like the fact that they did those comic strips. Like I don't know if you know this character or not, but I used to read these comic strips in the newspapers. A character called Beetle Bailey. He
Oh,
was yeah.
well,
So you
let me
don't
throw a spoiler for you, Lohi, my friend,
no,
because
but
next month
yeah.
there is an homage cover that pays tribute to that comic strip for
Wow,
Junkyard Joe #3.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's what is cool because I mean, I don't know if that panel was painted by Gary Frank, because if he did
Yeah.
it, then he's amazing, because if he can change his entire art style to suit that, that's really phenomenal. So so yeah, so strong art, good story. Junkyard Joe universe. It's about a robot soldier who doesn't even talk, and feels so emotional just by him being on a panel and doing stuff. It'll really bring tears to your eyes. So, and the supporting cast is phenomenal. So yeah, great book. And what's their publisher called? Mad Ghost. I hope they do a lot more independent stuff, you know. So yeah, pick of the week, definitely. Junkyard Joe for me.
And
If
I
you
also like that. What do you call it? At the end of the book, after, there's actually he did a timeline of how all the characters
Oh
appeared.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was really cool.
It's called the Unnamed Universe, and there are more characters out there. So I really enjoy that. But even Ben, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but at the end, I told you, like, you know, if when during issue one when we were reviewing that, that
Yeah.
they were sending proceeds to Veteran Society in America and in the UK, and so they made almost like 1 million or something just because of the sales of the first one. So a lot
Right.
of people bought it, and it's a popular book. Also, you know, we both have issue ones of Junkyard Joe.
Of course.
So yeah, and it's supporting a good cause. So yeah, it is what comics are for, man. So this is kind of a top 10 thing for me, definitely this year.
So just to show you, issue 3 cover. So I'm not sure you can see it. It's
Uh, oh yeah, it's visible.
right. If you could, I actually just send you the picture. You could take a look on your phone,
Yeah, we
whatever.
can actually go into the next week section and just browse it, man. That's easier.
All right. So that's it. Oh yeah, I think I agree with Lohit, everything he said about the series. I enjoyed the series so far. You know, I liked Geiger last year. I'm enjoying this one. You know, Jeff Johns rarely does anything bad, and he doesn't do this at all. And of course, the teaming with Gary Frank, someone he's familiar with for many projects together, and they work magic together again
Absolutely.
and again. This is just another one more time.
Absolutely.
All right. You got any more image books, buddy?
I have one more. I
Okay.
have Chroma.
Chroma. Okay. This is a new
Actually,
series.
this
How was it?
So this is done by this Italian guy called Lorenzo Di Felici. Never heard of him, but he's one of those European artists probably who doesn't. I mean, coming like from Guillem March or somebody. Guillem March came from Spain. This guy comes from
Okay,
Italy.
he's the artist for Oblivion Song with Robert Kirkman. I haven't read Oblivion Song. Have you?
I have read some of Oblivion song, but I didn't remember him. So,
Okay.
but
Oh,
yeah,
he's the artist. He's
so
the
he's the
artist.
writer here too. He's the writer and the
Right, right.
artist and
Okay.
everything. So this is his book. So the concept is like it's like like I don't know if you know the manga Attack on Titan. It's kind of like that. So
Okay.
it's basically these guys they live in a world devoid of color because there
Oh,
is a king of color who has unleashed some lizards out into the world,
is
and if they sense color on you, or they will kill you.
okay.
So, so these people they live in this black and white kind of palace,
Okay.
and and if they venture out, then they will be killed by those lizards who are of color, like these huge dinosaur level lizards. So they will kill them. That's the concept. I know it. I can. I'm not pitching it too well, but it's a very brilliant book.
Okay.
So it starts off that that there are these like young mages in training, and they have to deal with one of these lizard creatures. They have to, so they hatch a lizard, one of these eggs of these lizard creatures, and a
Okay.
creature pops out. And these mages have to, like, these mages in training, they're like young boys, somewhere around 10 to 12 years old. They have to go and kill it. But there is a plot twist. One of those mages, the guy who's like one of the kind of the Harry Potters of this series, he sees that,
Okay.
and that's what's on the cover too. He sees a young girl inside the lizard creature, and she has colorful eyes, and he looks at her eyes and he sees some visions, and that's how the story begins. you know
Huh.
so
Okay.
world of black and so they live in a world of black and white, in a black and white city. Outside, everything is colorful. There is somebody called the King of Colors who's trying to hunt them down. But as long as they are in their black and white city, they're safe from these lizards who are parading around, these dinosaur level lizards. So that is what the story is all about. So yeah, so I am into it. I like European creators like Jodorowsky. I like Mobius. So this has a little bit of that feel. It's not an American level comic. It's not an American comic or an English comic. It feels more European.
Okay.
Bizarre concept. Let's see how it pans out. In the end, I think it's a 7.99 book. So you have to buy it if you're really into it. I was really into it. Let's see where it goes and how the landing is, because in these cases, most of the time you only remember if it lands good, then the book is good. because if the landing is not too good, so yeah. But I'm into it for now. Chroma
Cool.
one, totally, I'm digging it.
All right. That's it for Image. I think my next book comes from the publisher IDW. Let's wait till Lohit gets down there.
So you got IDW, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, there's so many comic book companies. There's IDW. You bought Crashing, right?
I did. I bought Crashing #3.
Which cover?
Matthew Klein. I really enjoyed this. I mean, the reason I bought this book is because it takes place in Boston, and I buy every comic series that takes place in Boston, right?
Go Red Sox.
Hey, that's right. So we deal with still a main character, Dr. Rose Osler, I think that's her name. So basically, in last issue, she's about to get kidnapped by this henchman of the main supervillain in the city, I guess. And this one is, as she was, she and her husband lives were threatened by this guy. The reveals like an origin of how we got here, about how her relationship started developing between her and her husband. Her husband is I think it's like a city councilman trying to pass the Superhero Act, which is much like the Hero Registration Act from Civil War.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get it passed, and then there are other people who's but that doesn't matter. This one is basically a backstory of who she was and how she got here. Okay, what she did, her history, blah blah blah. So yeah, I've been enjoying the series right now. It is a very interesting look at.
It's already on issue 3.
Huh?
This is issue 3. Okay.
Yes, I think it's only like a 5 or 6 year miniseries.
Okay, so you're like right in the thick of it now, I guess.
And it has a huge what do you call it, revelation at the end of the issue about why she met her husband in the first place,
right?
Which is really really interesting, right? Maybe like if you read it, you probably could have second guessed, not second guess. You probably could guess why she was at that place
right.
at that time.
Right.
And you'll see it once you read it. But I do like this book. I think it's very well written, and the art is done pretty well by Morgan Beam. Yeah, basically it is not your super fancy splash page art. It is just a really indie comic style art. It's it tells the story very well. So Crashing #3 IDW is a very good read, very solid read.
Okay,
and takes place in Boston.
And it takes place in Boston, man, because you need to go to Boston.
All right. So, do you have any more indie books?
I have nothing. I'm done. It's only
All
you.
right. All right. I got 2 more books.
Show, man.
All right. I got 2 more books. Next one is Boom Studios. It's Something Killing the Children, #26. James Tynion IV, back once again with art by is it Wilder Della Dorla? Anyways.
Wilder Del Edera. I'll try to pronounce that.
I hate when James Tynion does this because it's been like I think 3 months before the last issue came out. So I'm reading this book like, okay, I kind of remember what happened on issue 25. I think issue 25 came out I think end of August or something like that. I'm like, okay, so I'm reading this. So Eric Slaughter barely survived an encounter with one of the demons monsters, and she got saved by the bartender on the town. Meanwhile, Cutter, what do you call it? The assassin, the House of Slaughter assassin Cutter, still coming after her. Basically, nothing much happened in this one. Basically, she's trying to recover, the world around her is start coming crashing down on her. And I wish this book came out a month after issue 25 came out instead of 3 months or 2 months, whatever. It just takes too long. It really takes momentum away. I mean, we had this talk about a nice house on the lake. Yeah. And it's happening here now too. It's very disappointing. And James Tynion really needs to get his stuff together and have putting stuff out on a more frequent basis so he doesn't lose momentum on these books. You know what I mean? They're good books, but once out of place, out of mind, right? That's what they're saying.
Absolutely, I totally. So I was into Something is Killing the Children till issue 18 because everything dropped in time. So I read everything. After that, I kind of never picked it up. So, because it never came out like in time. And then by the time it came out, I didn't remember what I read. So I have to reread that to get into the future stuff. So I don't
Right.
know. Maybe it's better suited for a graphic novel or a trade paperback or a collected edition.
It is.
Maybe, but I don't know what this time. So Tiny left DC stating that he's working on his independent stuff, right?
So
So
Substack, which never, I don't know. I don't follow Substack, so I don't know.
So yeah, who is reading Substack and who is he making comics for then? I don't know. He has this title and he has
Right.
Night House on the Lake. Those are the only ones he's working on. And you're
Well,
of course
he has House of Slaughter, the spin-off title for but I don't
he
know what
has
is it.
but is he
Um,
writing House of Slaughter? Is he
huh?
writing all of it?
Yeah, he's co-writing House of Slaughter. He's not even doing the whole
He
thing.
also has the other book from Image which you like. What is the conspiracy theory one?
Oh, Department of Truth. Yeah, actually, I dropped that like a couple of issues ago. I kind of been like, it's okay. And then of course when he did the that 3 issue miniseries, The Closet, this summer, which wasn't very good either. So I don't
Okay.
know, man. I mean, maybe Tinian needs to do something fresh.
I don't know, man. He needs to take a vacation and come back, or he needs to rejoin DC, or I don't know. So whatever he's doing is not working out for me at least.
I mean,
So
this is very still a good read once you start remember what happened in the previous issue. But I just wish that I didn't have to because I was like, oh wait, issue 25. Like, when did that come out again? Oh, really? That long ago? Thanks, dude.
absolutely. So yeah, so I don't know. I mean, he needs to like work on 4 issues in advance or something to
Right.
drop everything so that everything drops on time. But yeah, something is going wrong and he needs to get his act together. Otherwise, you'll end up dropping this too at some point of time. So
I mean, he's mostly a good writer too. It's
he
disappointing
is.
and
There's
stuff
no
like that.
doubt about it.
Yeah.
But the point is that that you need to keep that climax. You need to keep that attention of the reader too. There is a
Right.
lot out there. I read like 16 books a week sometimes. So I have choices. I don't need to read this. So yeah. So
Sure. All right. My last book is right door to door, night by night from Volt Comics. This is written by horror comic specialist Colin Bunn. A very interesting premise. So you start off with this woman that's hitchhiking, right? She gets picked up by this car full of door to door salesmen, salespeople. All right,
okay. Okay.
and they convince her to join them. Take her on as a new member of the team. And
Uh-huh.
she goes. They stop by this little town. Apparently, to sell their whatever they want to sell. And actually, what they want to sell is pictures. They want to they want to supposedly the money goes to the local fire department and basically go there to take pictures and stuff like that. And
Okay.
then you pay for the pictures and they get a cut. Okay, that little town for some reason has a large amount of missing children pictures. It turned out that that town has a demon that eats kids, and the
Mhm.
woman that joined the sales group, she's actually a monster hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the basic premise is that they help her to fight this monster. So that's the premise of the book. It's the first issue. It's kind of interesting.
Uh-huh.
Colin Bunn, who's very good at writing horror comics.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a fun read. It's an interesting read. Um, I never, I really don't know the artist. Sally Cantino,
Yeah, Santirino.
Santino, whatever Santino. The artist actually, is you can see on the cover. That's what it looks like. Is your basic indie art, and yeah, I'm sure it's a good start of a could be a really good horror series.
Are you picking up issue 2?
I mean, I think I should wait for the trade.
Okay. That's your answer then. But Colin Bunn, to all credit to Colin Bunn, his independent horror books are pretty good.
Yeah. Because, here, let me. It's interesting the design of this demon. Let's see, find it for you. Yeah, it looks like a like a giant flying wolf.
Wow. So that is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, you know. Yeah, if it's a strong premise and then yeah, why not? But there are a lot of Cullen Bunn horror books out there. So
sure.
take your pick. This is the new one. So it's gonna yeah, they should do like a Cullen Bunn omnibus or something, man. Just his stories. That would be great. That's a great read.
Yeah.
So
No, that's right. I thought it's a very promising first issue. I would like to continue what's going on, but I don't really need to do this on a monthly basis.
Absolutely.
And when collected, at least the first volume collected, I would definitely like to give it a shot.
Yep.
Anyhow, all right, everybody. That is all our books this week. And we'll be back next week. Maybe, probably. We'll see. Probably after Thanksgiving. So let's. I know that Loki in Canada already celebrated their Thanksgiving.
We
But here,
already
United,
we're done.
right?
So, but I'm hyped for Black Friday because with Thanksgiving always you get like Black Friday and I get to buy stuff. So,
So yeah, exactly. So next week we'll probably won't be available until late, probably in the weekends. But let me just wish you guys a early happy Thanksgiving. And yeah, oh, of course, yes, live on, prosper. That's very important. And eat a lot of turkeys and gravy and stuffing. And if you like this video, hey, like, subscribe, share. You know, we can always use the support.
be thankful for
Be
Lohit and
thankful. Yes, be thankful that Lohi's
and each other, of course.
even giving you his precious time for you people.
Nah, I'm happy to do it for people. So yeah, that's always nice, man.
And that's that. And let's wish you all a good night and a good weekend. Peace out,
Absolutely.
suckers.
Peace out.